What's up, guys? I'm the MMA Casual, and in this video, I'm claiming to be the MMA sidekick. Yes, what that means is that I'm going to be telling you what I believe is going to happen in 2023 to each division and each division champion. Now, do me a favor. If you're sticking around, hit that subscribe. I'm a new MMA and UFC content creator. I got about 50,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm starting here new on YouTube. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. My first 1,000 subscribers will be automatically entered into a giveaway. So starting off, we're going to start off with the flyweight division. Right now, we know Brandon Moreno has just beat Davidson Figueiredo in their fourth fight. What I think is going to happen? Well, I think Brandon Moreno will keep the strap at the end of the year. I only believe Alex Pantoja has any competition, and I think it's the fight to make. With that being said, I think Brandon Moreno gets it done against him, and he remains champion. Moving on to the bantamweight division. Next up, we have Aljamain Sterling. Quite a lucky champion, if you ask me. He becomes champion off an illegal knee from Petr Yan, gets a close fight win against Petr Yan, and then TJ Dillashaw walks into the octagon with him basically missing an arm. What happens next? Well, I think he faces our new showman, the Sugar Show. And if that fight goes on, I do believe that Aljamain Sterling will do everything he can to grapple. But I think the Sugar Show might get it done, and I think it happens this year in 2023. So my prediction for the bantamweight division? Well, that's right. The Sugar Show is champ. Moving on, Alexander Volkanovski for the featherweight division. We just saw one of the best performances and the reason he is still number one pound for pound against Islam Makhachev in UFC 284. With that being said, he is going back down to featherweight to fight Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is very interesting. He's almost a boogeyman. He's very unorthodox. Reminds me a lot of someone like Tony Ferguson. But is he going to be able to get it done against Alexander Volkanovski? I don't believe so. I think Volkanovski's reign is kind of in the middle. I think he has another year or two of being dominant. So I think he beats Yair Rodriguez. And after that, I think he might actually beat Arnold Allen, which I believe will beat Max Holloway in their upcoming fight. So yes, Volkanovski, 2 big wins in 23 coming up. Yair Rodriguez, and I believe Arnold Allen. So at the end of 2023, Alexander Volkanovski will still be number one pound for pound and the featherweight champion. Moving on to the lightweight division. Yes, that's right. We have Islam Makhachev, the man which no one has an answer for, except for Volkanovski, slightly. I think we just discovered some holes in his game, and we just realized he's not Khabib and he's not a god. With that being said, I still think he will be champion at the end of 2023. I think he'll fight one more time this year, and I think it'll be against Beneil Dariush. I think it'll be a really close fight. Beneil Dariush went on an interview recently, and he seemed pretty confident that he could take down Islam Makhachev. Do I believe so? Not really. It'll be a fun fight, a close fight, but ultimately, I think Islam Makhachev will be our champion of the lightweight division at the end of 2023. Moving on to the most debatably exciting class in the UFC. That's the welterweight division. Right now, coming up, we have Kamaru Usman facing on Leon Edwards for their trilogy fight. Who do I think will win that one? To be quite honest with you, I think Kamaru Usman will. I think he's the better fighter and was just 1 minute away of solidifying how good of a welterweight he is and solidifying the fact that he's the number 2 best welterweight of all time. With that being said, I think he wins. And I think Star Power will do it for Khamzat Chimaev, and he'll get a title opportunity against Kamaru Usman. Yes, Khamzat Chimaev is going to beat Kamaru Usman in 2023. I think it'll happen late, maybe November, October, but it's going to happen. And Khamzat Chimaev will be your welterweight champion for 2023. The middleweight division, another very exciting division that has come out of nowhere with full excitement. It has welcomed Alex Pereira with open arms. And Israel Adesanya not feeling too hot about it. Alex Pereira has beat Israel Adesanya twice in kickboxing, and now they are going to fight for the second time in mixed martial arts. Israel Adesanya seeing all 3 losses to this individual who stands across from him this upcoming April. So what do I think happens next? Well, quite frankly, I really like Israel Adesanya's chances, but my heart says Alex Pereira yet again. There's something about looking at a man across the octagon who's knocked you out before, twice actually. I think he's going to get into his head. I think he'll get it done. But with that being said, I think we welcome a new contender. Well, not so new, but a new contender to Alex Pereira, one who's really going to challenge him in mixed martial arts. And that, my friend, is Robert Whittaker. And that leads me to tell you, Robert Whittaker will be champion of the middleweight division at the end of 2023. You heard it here first. And I know some of my claims may not be too favorable to everyone watching, but I do want to hear what you have to say. Leave it down below in the comments and be sure to like. Moving on, the light heavyweight division, also very surprisingly active now. That's one of the biggest, baddest divisions there's ever been in the UFC and all the history of the UFC. We saw it die down a few years back when John Jones was absent basically, but now we see it alive and well again. Jamal Hill seemed to surprise me recently when he beat Glover Teixeira to become champion. What does that mean? Well, for me, it means Jamal Hill has one fight left. Yes, I think Magomed Ankalaev should be fighting him next up. I think he should have won that fight against John Bohovich. He didn't get the win. It was that draw, but I think he's very deserving. And to be honest with you, stylistically, Magomed kills Jamal Hill. With that being said, if Jiri Prochazka can recover from his injury in good time, I think he's a good matchup for Jamal Hill to really test him. But that's a closer fight. I think Magomed Ankalaev will sweep the floor with Jamal Hill, and realistically, I think he deserves the next title shot. So who do I think is going to be the champion at the end of 2023 for the light heavyweight division? Well, Magomed Ankalaev. You heard it here first. Unfortunately, I don't think Jamal Hill is going to be able to deal with him. That's just my take. And now for the division where most people feel that there's the most excitement, the most knockouts, the heaviest men, the baddest men, the biggest men, the heavyweight division. Now we have some excitement this year. Jon Jones is returning, but he's not returning as a light heavyweight. He's returning as a heavyweight, and we really don't know what to expect. That being said, I have a video coming out. Be sure to subscribe to check it out. But he's facing off against Ciryl Gane, which I said will be champion in 2023 in the heavyweight division. What does that mean? Yes, it means I'm taking Ciryl Gane over Jon Jones. And don't be fooled. I may call myself a casual, but I'm not. I know Jon Jones is the GOAT, but I have good reason to believe he's going to lose. With that being said, Ciryl Gane is not going to be the champion at the end of 2023. I think Sergey Pavlovich comes out of nowhere and gets a fight against Ciryl Gane at the end of the year, and I think he closes it out. In my opinion, that is the scariest heavyweight there is. That man is a big problem, and I think he's going to be a big problem for a long time. You heard it here first. Ciryl Gane will be the 2023 champ after beating Jon Jones, but Sergey Pavlovich will ultimately take the belt at the end of 2023. And guys, that concludes my predictions. I am the MMA Psychic. I hope to make all of these come true. I hope to see them come true. I'll make a video at the end of the year, but be sure to subscribe. Everything MMA and UFC content, everything podcast, UFC, they're here. Leave me your questions. Let me know what you think down below. And this was my first YouTube video. Let me know what you think.